Tesla's vehicle deliveries have just been announced. They've been revealed for the year and for the fourth quarter of 2022. And people are going to be disappointed. They're going to frame this negatively, even though it really isn't a negative. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. My name's Sam Evans, and I'm coming to you from Melbourne in Australia. Thanks for tuning in. It's great to see you. 2023. It's going to be a phenomenal year for Tesla, for BYD, for I'm not sure who else. That is going to be interesting to see and track. But for sure, those two companies are going to have an incredible year. We're pretty assured, based on previous performance, that future performance will continue to be excellent. Tesla's deliveries in 2022, in the fourth quarter, 405,000. It is below what I expected. It's below what some people expected. But that said, it's still a good result. Now, Tesla is saying the reason they didn't deliver more cars, they produced nearly 440,000, is simply because of shipping constraints. They don't want to kind of blow the bank, basically, to ship cars at the end of the quarter to buyers and try to race them into homes. They're trying to change that methodology to be more consistent, more even. It appears as that could be possible because Tesla has sold all of its vehicles, that it has an inventory in the US for one. We don't know about inventory in China. But in Europe, for example, we have seen sales numbers for some countries in December in Europe where, well, Tesla led in every market so far. So far, we've seen sales figures released for Spain, for Norway, and for the Netherlands. Tesla was first place in all of those three countries, either first and second or first and third with the Model Y and the Model 3. Then if we look at the previous month, of course, in November, the best-selling vehicle in all of Europe, period, regardless of powertrain, was the Model Y, which is pretty staggering considering second place, third place, fourth place, fifth place, sixth place were all cheaper, much, much cheaper, kind of hatchback, smaller type vehicles. So the official number, 405,278 deliveries. And this is coming after Tesla stock has plunged by 70% within the past 6 months. I think it's very cheap. That's my opinion. Not everyone agrees with that. I get where you're coming from. Now, Tesla deliveries have increased 31% versus 1 year earlier, and nearly 18% versus Q3's 343,830. Deliveries increased 40% for the year to 1,313,851, but well below the 50% goal they were going for. What about 2023? What are we going to see this year? Well, just a minute, I'll get to that. Analysts had expected Q4 Tesla deliveries of roughly 420,000, but those numbers have been decreased recently. Tesla was aiming for 500,000, so clearly they were a fair bit away from hitting that goal. Q4 deliveries included 388,131 Model 3 and Model Ys, and 17,147 Model S and Model X EVs. Now, Tesla hasn't decreased the price of the Model X and the Model S in the United States recently, but they've also started selling them in Norway, Germany, some other European countries, and they're about to sell them in China. Aussies, you've been asking me, when can I buy a Model S, Model X? And I know some of you want the Plaid. I get it. One of those would be awesome. Model X Plaid would be perfect. I'd love that car. There's no date. We don't know. We have no idea when that's going to happen. I actually think it'll be soon. That would be my guess, but there's no official word. Q4 production was actually nearly 440,000. It was 439,701 in the fourth quarter. That exceeded deliveries by more than 34,000 in Q3. Output topped sales by just over 22,000. Now, the word is, this is not official from Tesla, but it appears as though Tesla did stop production of vehicles in Shanghai on the 24th of December, and it will start up again within the next couple of days. However, they are planning on halting production between the 21st and the 30th, which is the Chinese New Year, with the ramp up from Austin, Texas and Germany, in conjunction with Tesla actually increasing possible production per week to 23,000 vehicles at Shanghai. Plus, they're about to be able to produce significantly more vehicles from their production lines in Fremont based on the new automation they're installing there. We're looking at Tesla potentially being able to produce 2 million cars in 2023. Will they sell 2 million cars? Well, that depends. Really depends on how much profit they want to make. Really depends on, I don't think it depends on demand. I think they can easily sell that many cars if they reduce the prices of their vehicles. They're still not cheap. Some of the competitors are cheaper, that's the truth. But here's the big thing. I think Tesla sales in the United States will be enormous. There may be a leveling off in China. That's possible. There's a lot of competition in China. There's an insane amount of competitors who are selling at a loss. They are selling at a loss. That is absolutely 100% true. And what they do is they sell at a loss, like Leap Motor. Leap Motor, what do? They sold at a big loss, right? For years, for months and months and months and months. They increased production enormously. Sales were going right up. And then they were like, okay, we've done that enough. Now we're going to increase our prices. Sales dropped massively. And they increase their prices so they're not making a loss anymore. That's their strategy, to try and get market share. Does it work long term? No, it does not. I think it's a terrible strategy. I totally disagree with it. Now, would that strategy make sense if they were trying to use that strategy to enter the European market? Absolutely. But doing that in the Chinese car market, in my opinion, is a strategy, a recipe for failure. BYD didn't do that. BYD were about breaking even on their EVs. They increased the prices once they got more demand by a bit. But the main way that they were able to actually deal with this strategy was by actually reducing their cost of production. Make more cars, significantly more cars, actually make your technology better and make it more efficient. You can reduce your costs. That's what they did. Tesla's incentives. Tesla offered significant discounts in its major markets to move cars before the end of the year. In China, a late price cut was followed by discounts and insurance subsidies. Those discounts are going to continue in China in January and February. If you take delivery of a vehicle by the end of the month in January and February, you still get a significant price discount, making the vehicles insanely cheap. It's the cheapest country in the world to get a Tesla. I wish I could get one for that price. Anyhow, in the US, Tesla offered $7,500 discount off Model 3 and Model Y vehicles in inventory. Not future stock, in inventory. They sold out of all their inventory with that discount. The reason for that being that people were waiting to order, obviously, as you would, unless you're brain dead, waiting till January the 1st, so they get the $7,500 tax credit, and therefore the demand probably went down a bit, which makes complete sense. Now, I'm sure that there were people who didn't do that, didn't wait, they just followed on with their order, paid more money rather than getting it in January. It's possible. I'm sure there were some, but you can see why people would have been waiting. Makes sense. But that's the big thing, right? Tesla's competition have been getting their tax credit. Most of them have been, while Tesla vehicles haven't been getting it. Most of Tesla's their highest selling EVs will qualify as long as they have 7 seats. As long as the Model Y comes with 7 seats, it will qualify. I'm sure Tesla will just install extra seats in the back for you, so your car will qualify for the $7,500 EV incentive, meaning Tesla demand in 2023 will unquestionably be higher than ever before in the United States. Think about it. If Tesla continues to have the price, say, a couple of thousand cheaper, they're about to offer the new Model Y standard range with 4680 cells. It's on the Tesla configurator. It's on there for $61,000. It's up for. Get a $7,500 discount off that. You're looking at $54,000 for a Model Y with 7 seats potentially, 4680 cells. Those will sell out for months and months and months. I'd be ordering those as quickly as soon as they come online. I'd be ordering it immediately because I think that vehicle will have much more range than advertised once Tesla unneuters them. They've clearly been neutered. At some point in the future, you'll be able to either buy a range upgrade for that car, unlock the range, or Tesla will do it for free. They have done it for free in the past. They could do it for free again. That is the model I would be ordering. There's one problem though for Tesla. Right now, they can only produce 1,000 of those per week. So they'll sell out of those for probably the entire year, and then it'll just be the long range and the performance versions with 7 seats, of course, Model Y, which will sell really well. But the other thing, Model 3 Project Highland is coming. We don't know exactly what that is, but we know that Tesla is going to be able to reduce the cost to produce that vehicle. That's going to be interesting for them as well. Profits. Tesla makes more profits than any other automaker per car sold. That's probably going to continue this year. But even if they reduce their prices to, say, making similar profits to other automakers, that would be a huge demand driver for the year. My suggestion is Tesla will deliver around 1.8 million vehicles, maybe 1.8 to 1.9 in 2023. So Tesla's stock price. Despite Tesla's stock plunge, analysts are saying buy. When I jumped onto tip ranks, almost every analyst in the United States is saying it is a buy. They recommended buying. Cathie Wood's been buying up like crazy. Tesla's CFO just went, you know what? He called the bottom. He actually converted his options to buy the stock And the cheaper the stock is, the less he pays in taxes between the difference of the cost that he gets them to buy for and the lower end of the stock price. So basically, the CFO has called the bottom. He's saying Tesla's hit the bottom. Have they hit the bottom? No one knows. Anything could happen. On Thursday, Piper Sandler analyst Alexander Potter wrote that bearishly inclined traders and tax loss sellers are pouncing on every bit of possible negative news. Potter added that while Tesla's growth could slow in 2023 due to a recession, rising interest rates and tapped out demand, the company's market share is not suddenly succumbing to a wave of new competition. He's right. There is not a wave of new competition because there are still no legacy automakers making millions of EVs. Will it happen? Yes. Probably not until 2025. There is not a single legacy automaker in the world who is capable of mass producing EVs in the year 2023. If there is, please, in the comments, hey, write down the factory. Tell me the name of it. I mean, tell me this mysterious factory that, I don't know, GM, Ford, Volkswagen, Toyota. Tell me what they have. Tell me what the production capacity is. It doesn't exist. Yes, there are factories producing EVs for legacy auto. None of them is capable right now of mass producing millions of EVs. Therefore, these so-called magical Tesla killers are not coming in 2023. BYD, yes, they'll produce a lot of EVs and they will go into Europe. Absolutely. Can they sell EVs cheaper than Tesla in Europe? No. Look at the price of their vehicles. They're not really that affordable in Europe. They're on sale in Europe. The prices are not that cheap. I'm not convinced that's a significant competitor for Tesla in Europe in 2023. It may be in 2024, not in 2023. But that said, things could change. It's possible BYD will bring down their prices, but right now they're not affordable in Europe. I've seen the prices. They're significantly more expensive than what you pay for a BYD vehicle in Australia and New Zealand. It appears as though European distributors want to take advantage of profits for EVs. They want to sell them at the highest possible price. Some analysts are saying this right now. Around 70% of the recent Tesla stock sell-off, the reaction to Musk and his involvement and focus on Twitter. If Musk refocuses on Tesla and stops selling Tesla shares, the stock has bottomed out in our opinion and works from here. I agree. I think Musk has learned his lesson. I don't think he's going to be tweeting too much in the future. I think he is looking for a new CEO and he'll move away from Twitter, kind of move away from that distraction. Let somebody else focus on that. Maybe he'll focus on it in the background and not talk about it. That would be the smart play. I think Musk is probably going to do that. I could be wrong though. He is enigmatic. He is unpredictable. He's a genius as well. You never know. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Have a great day.